Most millionaires say that their success isn't because of luck, but because of their mindset. In fact, 90% of them believe it's their way of thinking that got them to where they are. On the flip side, 80% of people live paycheck to paycheck, and a big part of that is how they think about money. It's not about having the best circumstances or waiting for the perfect opportunity. It's all about how you think. Let's take a step back and think about this for a second. The way you see things, the way you think about money, success, and even failure shapes your reality. Have you ever noticed that some people just seem to have money flow into their lives, while others are stuck in a cycle of struggle? It all comes down to mindset. Today, we're going to talk about the key differences between how people with a rich mindset think and how those with a poor mindset think. First, mindset on money. Let's talk about how you think about money, because your mindset can really shape your financial reality. If you have a rich mindset, you see money as a tool. It's something you can use to create more opportunities, to invest in yourself, or to grow your wealth. Think of money like a shovel. It's not the end goal, but something that helps you dig your way to bigger and better things. You're not holding on to it tightly or afraid to use it, because you know it's meant to be leveraged. On the flip side, a poor mindset treats money like it's in short supply, like it could disappear at any second. People with this mindset are often afraid to spend, invest, or even enjoy their money because they're scared it might run out. It's like holding onto your shovel but never using it, thinking that if you dig too much, you might lose the tool altogether. This fear can stop you from taking the steps needed to grow and build wealth. The difference is in how you see money, as something to use for growth or as something to cling to because you're afraid it won't come back. Second, risk-taking. People with a rich mindset aren't afraid to take risks, but they don't just jump into things blindly. They calculate the risks and weigh the potential rewards before making a move. They understand that sometimes, even if things don't go as planned, failure is just part of the journey. It's like learning to ride a bike. You might fall a few times, but each time, you're getting closer to mastering it. They see those missteps as lessons, not setbacks. On the other hand, people with a poor mindset tend to shy away from risks. The fear of failure can keep them stuck in their comfort zones. They'd rather play it safe and avoid anything that could go wrong, even if it means missing out on growth or opportunities. It's like staying in a job you don't like because you're too scared to try something new, even though it could lead to something better. The fear of failure holds them back from taking the chances that could actually move them forward. So the real difference is this. Are you willing to take a calculated risk for growth, or are you more comfortable staying where you are because you're afraid of what might happen? Third, time perspective. Let's talk about how you use your time. It's probably one of the most important things when it comes to building wealth. People with a rich mindset see time as an investment, kind of like how you would view money or resources. They know that spending time on learning new skills, working on personal growth, or setting long-term goals pays off in the future. Think of it like planting seeds today that will grow into a fruitful garden down the road. Sure, it takes time, but they understand that it's all about building for the long haul. On the other hand, people with a poor mindset tend to focus more on short-term pleasure or instant rewards. They might spend their time on things that feel good in the moment, but don't really add up to anything meaningful later. It's like spending all day scrolling on your phone or binge-watching TV shows instead of learning something new or planning for your future. It might feel fun right now, but when you look back, you'll realize you wasted a lot of time that could have been spent on something more rewarding. The big difference? It's all about whether you're using your time to set yourself up for a better future or just going for quick fixes that don't bring long-term results. Fourth, belief in self-empowerment. Let's talk about how you see yourself when it comes to achieving your goals. People with a rich mindset believe they have the power to influence what happens in their lives. They know that their actions, decisions, and mindset play a huge role in shaping their future. When things go right, they own their success. And when things go wrong, they don't blame anyone else. They take responsibility and figure out what they can learn from it. It's like driving a car. You're in control of the wheel, and you can steer toward where you want to go, even if you hit a bump along the way. They know they can change their direction if they need to. On the flip side, people with a poor mindset often feel like they have no control over their circumstances. They're quick to blame outside factors like the economy, other people, or even bad luck when things don't go their way. It's like being in the passenger seat of a car, just letting life drive you around without any say in where you're going. They believe their success or failure is mostly determined by things outside their control. So the real difference here is this. Do you believe you're the one steering your life, or do you feel like you're just along for the ride, letting everything else dictate where you end up? 5. Handling setbacks. People with a rich mindset see failure differently. Instead of letting it knock them down, they embrace it as part of the process. They understand that mistakes and setbacks are just lessons in disguise. It's like learning to ride a bike. When you fall, you don't quit, right? You get back up, adjust your approach, and keep going. Every time you fail, you learn something new that helps you get closer to success. On the other hand, people with a poor mindset tend to see failure as the end of the road. When something doesn't go right, they take it personally and use it as an excuse to quit. It's like taking one bad fall while learning to ride a bike and then deciding to never try again because you're afraid of getting hurt. They don't see setbacks as part of the journey, but rather as a reason to stop moving forward. So the real question is this. When you face a setback, do you see it as an opportunity to learn and grow, or do you let it stop you in your tracks? 6. Opportunities. Let's talk about how you see opportunities. It's one of the biggest things that separates people who build wealth from those who don't. People with a rich mindset see opportunities everywhere. They're constantly on the lookout for ways to grow, whether that's through meeting new people, investing in something promising, or coming up with new business ideas. They don't wait for luck to fall into their laps. They actively seek out chances to improve and make things happen. It's like fishing. You don't just wait for the fish to swim by. You throw out your line, explore different spots, and keep casting. The more you look, the more likely you are to catch something. On the other hand, people with a poor mindset often believe that opportunities are few and far between. They think that the right chances don't come along often, or that they're somehow out of reach. Because of this, they might not even recognize when an opportunity is right in front of them. It's like standing by the shore watching others fish, but never trying yourself because you're convinced there's nothing out there. They're missing chances because they've convinced themselves they don't exist. So the difference here is simple. Are you actively looking for opportunities, or do you feel like they're too rare or distant to bother with? 7. Networking. Let's talk about how you approach relationships and networking, because it can make a huge difference in your success. People with a rich mindset understand that relationships are a key part of growth. They don't just focus on what they can get out of someone. They build connections that are based on mutual support and shared goals. It's like gardening. You plant seeds, nurture them, and over time, they grow into something valuable for both sides. They know that good relationships can lead to opportunities, advice, and collaboration that help everyone move forward together. On the other hand, people with a poor mindset often see relationships as a way to get something for themselves. They might think of networking as just a transaction. What can they get out of the other person? They might also believe that who they know doesn't really matter in terms of their financial success. It's like trying to build a house by only focusing on one brick, ignoring the foundation that holds everything together. They miss out on the power of building a network of people who can offer valuable support and insight along the way. The difference really comes down to this. Do you see relationships as a way to grow together, or do you view them as something to use for personal gain? 8. The 24-hour rule. Let's talk about decision-making and how it can impact your success. People with a rich mindset don't waste too much time overthinking. They trust their gut, use the info they have, and make decisions quickly. It's like when you're cooking a meal. You don't sit there second-guessing every step. You trust your recipe, follow the instructions, and move forward. They know that overanalyzing can actually hold them back, and by acting fast, they can learn and adjust along the way. On the flip side, people with a poor mindset tend to overanalyze every little detail. They're afraid of making the wrong choice, so they hesitate and take too long to decide. It's like standing in the grocery store, staring at all the options and never making a decision because you're worried about picking the wrong brand of cereal. Meanwhile, other people who aren't overthinking have already grabbed their box and moved on. The key difference is this. Are you trusting your instincts and acting quickly? Or are you letting fear and hesitation keep you from moving forward? 9. Growth versus fixed mindset. People with a rich mindset believe that their skills and intelligence aren't set in stone. They think they can always grow, learn, and improve, no matter where they start. It's like learning how to play the guitar. At first it's tough, and you might sound pretty bad. But with practice and time, you get better, right? The rich mindset sees challenges as opportunities to learn and develop. They understand that growth is a process, and they embrace it. On the other hand, people with a poor mindset tend to think that their abilities are fixed. They believe that they can't get any better than they are right now, so they don't even try to push their limits. It's like saying, "I'm just not good at math," and then never trying to improve, even though with practice, you could get a lot better. They don't see challenges as growth opportunities. They see them as signs of failure. So here's the big difference. Do you believe you can keep improving, or do you think your abilities are locked in and can't change? The first mindset opens doors for growth, while the second keeps you stuck where you are. 10th, value of knowledge. People with a rich mindset are always on the lookout for ways to learn and grow. They understand that knowledge is one of the best tools you can have. Whether it's reading books, taking courses, or learning from others, they see investing in their own development as something that pays off in the long run. It's like sharpening a knife. You need to keep it sharp if you want it to work well. They're always looking for new ways to improve themselves, knowing that the more they know, the better they can handle whatever comes their way. On the flip side, people with a poor mindset don't see learning as important. They might think it's unnecessary or just a waste of time. It's like saying, "I don't need to learn how to cook. I can just eat takeout," without realizing that learning that skill could save you money and be more fulfilling in the long run. They might stay stuck in the same routine, not realizing that picking up new knowledge could help them break out of it and open up new opportunities. So the difference really comes down to this. Are you constantly looking for ways to grow and learn? Or are you stuck in the idea that what you know now is enough? The more you invest in your knowledge, the more you set yourself up for success down the road. 11th, wealth as a reflection of self-worth. Let's talk about how you see wealth and what it really means. Because for some people, it's not just about the money, it's about how they feel about themselves and what they bring to the world. People with a rich mindset understand that wealth is more than just having a lot of cash. It's a sign of the value they provide, whether that's through their work, ideas, or how they help others. Think of it like a really talented chef who makes incredible dishes. The better the food, the more people want to pay for it. Wealth for them comes from sharing their skills, knowledge, and value with others. It's a reflection of what they contribute to the world. On the other hand, people with a poor mindset might see wealth in a different light. They may associate it with greed or feel like they don't deserve it. It's like thinking that having nice things makes you a bad person. They might believe that people with a lot of money are selfish or that they've somehow taken something they shouldn't have. This mindset can make them feel like wealth is out of reach or like it's only for certain people. So the big difference here is, do you see wealth as something that reflects the value you bring to the table? Or do you feel like it's something bad or unattainable? How you view wealth can shape whether or not you ever reach it. 12th, vision and purpose. People with a rich mindset have a strong sense of where they want to go in life. They set long-term goals and have a purpose behind everything they do. It's like a builder working on a house. They know the blueprint, the materials they need, and the end result they're aiming for. They focus on the bigger picture, even if it means putting in the hard work now to reach that vision later. It's not about just getting by. It's about working towards something that really matters to them. On the flip side, people with a poor mindset tend to live day to day without a clear direction. It's like waking up every morning without knowing where you're headed. They might be stuck in the grind, just trying to survive, but without any real plan to move forward. Without a vision or purpose, it can feel like you're constantly running in place, not really getting anywhere. And that makes it tough to break free from financial struggles. So here's the key difference. Do you have a vision for where you want to go? Or are you just reacting to whatever happens each day? Having a clear sense of purpose can give you a roadmap to success, helping you stay focused on the long term while handling the short-term challenges. Let's picture something for a moment. A young entrepreneur starting with absolutely nothing. No money, no connections, just a dream. But instead of thinking there's never enough, he flips the script and starts believing in abundance. He takes smart risks, keeps learning, and views every setback as a lesson. Fast forward a few years, and that same person is not just financially doing well, but he's living with purpose and creating opportunities for others. This isn't some far-off dream. It's happening right now with people all over the world. And guess what? You can make that shift too. To break it down simply, the big difference between a rich mindset and a poor mindset isn't about how much cash you have in your bank account. It's all about how you see things. It's about how you view the world, how you see opportunities, and how much faith you have in your own ability to make things happen. When you start adopting a mindset that's focused on growth, abundance, and bouncing back from challenges, you open the door to a future where you're in control of your finances. So what about you? How do you see things? Do you lean more toward a rich mindset or a poor mindset? Drop a comment and let us know where you stand. And hey, don't forget to check out our other videos on Powerful Secret to get rich quickly. It's all about building the wealth that'll help you reach the success you're after.